Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Site Club, the Tom Numbers Show, and News with Tom Numbers. And I've got a fellow friend and guest from before, Mr. John White of Spooky 2 and Mirrormate. John, how are you?
Great, thank you, Tom. I'm hoping you're keeping well as well.
Yes, and I'm enjoying using the technology. So I wear the wristwatch, the cold laser wristwatch, regularly. I shared this actually with a friend of mine, Matt Letitia, ex-soccer player here in England, a well-known guy. He tried it for a session for 30 minutes. He may pop on the show with us. He's in between meetings today, but if not, we'll get him on another time. Hopefully he might pop in today and have a few questions. And yesterday, Penny helped me set up the actual scalar waves, the two boxes, the two suitcases. So that's now set up. So I'm now in the process of feeling that and getting the benefits of that. I did have a question, actually, one quick question, John, before we go to the main show, because you've got a new product, the mat. There we go, I haven't had to see him, but the mat that you've made. So when
we named it after him.
There we go. We named it after him. Well, Matt M-A-T-T is 54, which is love, which is orbs, so it's appropriate, you know. Yeah, that's a good joke. We named it after. I said that on the phone yesterday. I said, "Well, I didn't do it as quite as eloquently as you, but I made a reference and joke that he's got a new Matt on the show. It's not you, but it's Matt, you know." Yeah. So when you set the two, what do you call them? The boxes, the two scalar units. What do you call them?
Yeah. Well, one's a transmitter, one's a receiver, but the two boxes.
That's it. One's a transmitter, one's a receiver. The two boxes. So it's plugged in. You set the frequency on it, and there's the connecting cable, the link cable. So I had a little question about that. So when I sleep at night, I try to. What I've done is I've set it up between my bed, basically, just to kind of give it a go. And so at night, I try to keep things like plugged-in phones and stuff away from me because you have electric cables and they start to do their thing. So with the with the link cable, is there any kind of current, or is it a very mild current that goes through? Because the way I've got it, it's just kind of behind the bed, kind of underneath, but behind the bed. I just wondered if there's any electric field there. Have I done it correctly? Is it okay for me to do it while I'm sleeping?
Right. There is a field from there. It's very, very low. When you consider the circuit path, electricity works with loops. You've got two wires to turn on a light bulb, for example.
Yes.
The current through the link cable is in the milliamp range, and it's low voltage or reasonably low voltage.
Okay.
But we still recommend that the link cable goes the long way around, like goes around your bed rather than passing underneath your bed.
Okay.
If at all possible.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that when I set it up, maybe I should do that. It's quite a big bed, so I don't know if it will fully fit. I know Penny's going to send me the 10 meters cable soon. So, okay. But for a few days, it should be okay like that, you think, if I can't fit it around there?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Sure. It wouldn't make any problems.
Okay. And I guess you've even still got the ampage from the actual unit that's on anyway, so that might be a meter or two away from me. Well, about a meter away.
With
the receiver? The transmitter?
The transmitter's the part that's got the power plugged into it. Yeah. And then there's a link cable that goes to the receiver. It's a bit confusing. The receiver converts it to a scalar field. And so the scalar field is the return path.
Okay.
So there's no risk at all in the scalar field because that's the natural field of the human body.
So I'm sleeping closer to the receiver. So that's what I'm sleeping closer to the receiver. So about probably 2 meters away, maybe 1.75 meters is the transmitter, and that's where it's plugged into the mains and it's switched on there. So
I really think those units should ship with the longer link cable by default because they actually work better the further they are apart.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that would be the case because I'd love to set it up in the house. I was saying to Penny, I'd love to have it so that I would
Yeah.
have it in one corner of, say, the living room, and then it could pass
Yeah.
through a wall or two and then go into the bedroom, and then
Mm.
it amplifies, and I'm in the field all through the house. That's what I'd like to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we do as well, in our apartment. I guess the downside with always providing a long cable is if the people want the units close together or the rooms small, then they've got to coil the link cable. And the link cable does not want to be linked because that really disrupts the
Oh,
signal
that
passing.
doesn't want to be coiled.
No, no.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, there are tricks. There are tricks, but most people just call it up and then they find it doesn't work.
Okay. Well, Penny's going to send me the long one anyway, so that would be good. We may even need another, maybe even longer than 10 meters actually to get it from one end to the other. But we'll see what we can do. So
you can join them together. You can just tape they're just banana plugs. You can tape them together. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, and it's pretty safe because it's a fully isolated signal, so you can't get an electric shock from it.
Okay. So you could just kind of undo one and splice it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we get some people cutting the link cable. Well, I shouldn't say that live, should I? But they do. This is what they do. I mean, it's nothing fancy.
That's all right. There's people that
they use their own wire.
They know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's good. And then what sort of things will I start to feel and experience over a period of time using the scaler? Because like I said, I switched it on about 24 hours ago with Penny yesterday, and I slept in it last night. And so I'm wondering what sort of
the immediate
we have.
The immediate thing that most people observe is that they get really vivid dreams, and they continue for about a week of use. And then your body settles down to a new level of normalcy, where your health has more energy to overcome outstanding illnesses. Now I don't know what I can and can't get away with saying on your channel.
Just say it. Just say it. Yeah, just say it.
Just say it. Okay.
Yeah, just say it uninhibited as you need to, and if we need to do it, I've got my locals channel. We'll go on there first anyway, and we've got Rumble, and we'll just say what you need to, John. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, the early studies, both with ourselves and even before, people were applying the scalar field with cancer, where they would either get a sample of their cancer cells and put an anti-cancer agent in the cells, with the cells from biopsy, or even their saliva, and place that on the receiver coil. The information of the cells dying on the receiver coil pass through your body, and through what's the opposite of symbiosis, the cells in your body also die through apoptosis. It's quite remarkable when you think about it, and there is a science behind it too. What the scalar field does is transfer information. It's not such a thing. It's not like a lightning ray which is going to zap you. It sends information. So if in that information field is the information of cancer cells dying, or information of a substance which you've placed on the receiver coil to be passed through to every cell in your body, you place it on the coil and it does this. But the interesting, in my mind still, after all these years, I guess, the most interesting application of scalar was our very first unit, which wasn't even a sale unit, it was a prototype. And we completed it, we finished it just before going to America for a tour of 4 states to really introduce the scalar technology. And this woman, a friend of ours, contacted us. She had breast cancer, but I said had. So I've given the story away, haven't I? We got a text message saying that the cancer is as good as gone, and so it's gone from metastatic to non-existent, which is kind of a cool story. And that was even before we started producing the final product. So that was quite a nice thing to. A nice report to hear.
That's amazing.
And And since then, we at one time we were posting an awful lot of testimonials on the internet, but we got forced to remove them by people that didn't really want people to have freedom in controlling their own health. So we got censored and warned, and the rest of it. I think we do have a few testimonials still up, but they're more the mild ones. Scalar is a very, very powerful means to resolve a huge number of conditions, even conditions which you may think are hereditary, conditions which you think there are no solutions for, because that's what you've been told. The scalar field has resolved for many people issues like that.
Wow.
So it's kind of cool. And even if you're not sick, just being within the field. People use it for meditation. People use it for all sorts of things. The way people are applying the field is quite innovative in many ways. They're treating animals as well as themselves. They're treating a whole room full of people. It's really amazing. When I was doing the tour of the States during the middle of the conference, I tell everyone, you're actually in the field now. Ooh, but we can't see the units. And I took them around to the other side of a brick wall or concrete wall. It's load bearing, so they have steel in it. And the scalar field just passes through anything like that.
Wow.
It's not a EMF. It's very different. So it can't be shielded against. It passes through Faraday cages. Yeah, it's a remarkable field.
When you're talking about the field, I'm thinking, sorry, John, carry on. I've got one question about the field.
Oh, sure. No, I was just going to say, it's one of the things that they really should teach at school, but they don't. It's one thing that rather not people know.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I was looking at a diagram yesterday with Penny, and between the receiver and the transmitter and the receiver, and it was showing kind of like just giving an example of the field, like a kind of tubular kind of balloon sausage shape. But she was saying the actual field is a lot larger and wider than that. Can you give us an idea on kind of the dimensions of it? And also, as you're talking about the link cable, you're describing it, the event you're at, and if I wrap it, around the bed or have it larger around the house, does it create like a loop? So if you've got the link cable kind of in a semicircle, for example, and then the receiver and the transmitter kind of making like a large D kind of shape, would that be the area of the field, or does it follow like a large kind of tube around the link cable and between the receiver and the transmitter? So I'm just wondering what
that's a real tough question to answer, because you've sort of combined three at once, and I don't know, but it kind of like one. I'll tell you what the field is.
What's the easiest way for us to visualize where the field is and what's the range on it, so we know we're getting benefit? Yeah.
The shape of the field is the same as in American football or Zeppelin.
Yeah.
It's the true shape of a field as confirmed by silver oxide negative film. The ratio of the width of this balloon to its length is 1:3. So if it's 3 meters apart, the boxes, the field is 1 meter wide.
Okay. And so if it's 10 meters apart, then the field will be 3.3 meters wide.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any maximum on the range? I'm just, again, thinking of where I'm at. So if I was to do it diagonally from one corner of the house to the farthest side of the house with a 10-meter line, or even combine it, would it then literally do as you just said? So even if it was, say, maybe 13, 15 meters diagonal, right from one corner of the house to the other, would it then, amp out to like a 4-meter width?
Yes, it does. It actually is more than that. It's not a fixed 3-to-1 ratio. The scalar field is very hard to pin down because it behaves so unusually. As the boxes get further apart, the ratio increases so it becomes more circular.
Okay.
The in our apartment, our link cable is 20 meters long.
That's the one I want,
We
John. That's the one I want. Did you make that yourself?
well, yeah.
Did you do the splicing? Well, you make all these
I did,
kits yourself
yeah.
anyway.
I just well, it wasn't okay. In my defense, I didn't use scissors. I'm an engineer, so I use
Okay.
side cutters
Okay.
and proper installation tape. But it doesn't need to be anything fancy. And most people, I mean, you're paying for the cable, the shipping, and everything. I mean, you just walk down the road to the hardware shop and buy something like ideal. It's 1 millimeter appliance wire, but it could be anything close to that 1 millimeter cross section area, or even
Okay.
1.5.
Just as long as there's a wire connection from the receiver to the transmitter, Bob's your uncle. You're in business.
You're on the
Okay.
run, that's right.
So now you've
So
got me thinking. If in theory, if you were to say being a building or a conference room, could you set it up 100 yards away? Is there a point where it peters out, or as long as the transmitter and receiver are bang on and they face each other, you could create a large field?
I tell you what we have found. The further the units are apart, the more critical the layout of the link cable is.
Ah.
If the link cable doesn't go near any large metallic objects, then you can go to great distances. Sometimes things like when we used our 20 meter cable, I didn't do anything fancy and suspend the link cable like we say we should do in the manual. I just lay it on the ground for convenience sake, and it's worth a try, right?
When you say to suspend, what do you mean? Just have it up in the air?
Oh, well, see, our apartment's got a concrete floor with steel. And so, yes, we say try and keep it away from metal, but we've got steel reinforcing in the concrete, which is metal, right? So that should be absorbing some of the energy from the link cable even before it goes to the receiver coil, the receiver box, I should say. But I didn't. I thought, well, try it. And as you say, Bob's your uncle. It just went. It worked really well. And the scalar signal went through or goes through three. I guess that'd be plaster brick walls because they're not load bearing. I don't think. But they're thick walls that they're that thick, about 25 or maybe 30.
So it permeates everything. It's a field. It goes through steel walls, everything.
Once the field is established, then it can go through anything. But you do have to, if there is a problem, it's best to look at the link cable side.
Okay. So in theory, if we wanted to have, I've got my event in Bournemouth here in 12 days now, and I'm just thinking, maybe we'll set them up. But in future events, maybe we'll get a large cable, a long cable, and we could have it where everyone's there in the scalar field while we're doing the events. That'd be a nice thing for everybody,
Yeah.
Wow.
People are really jumping up down with energy. Your gift.
Yeah. And what's the you mentioned the silver, the photography that can show the field. Tell us about that again. What's the name of it?
It's the old-fashioned. That's when silver crystals were used in negative film. Now everything's all using CCDs to detect the light imagery for cameras, but I guess professionals still use real old-fashioned film. Well, we used large slide film to try and get to picture out, the shape of the field and the size of the field.
Okay. And that's on the website, is it?
No, I don't know whether we published this. And in creating any products, we go through quite a few test procedures to ensure that claims are valid and accurate.
I'd love to see some of that. If you can, if it's possible to send it to me privately, I'd love to see it, John.
Okay. Okay, I'll see whether we still got files of that.
Okay.
Whether I photographed the negative film. Well,
Yeah.
it's large sheets of film. So it's larger than the 120 negatives. It's much larger.
Okay.
Very hard to manage.
I forgot this as well in terms of numbers. So we talked about Matt, M-A-T-T, and 54 and love. So scalar, S, if I'm spelling it right, S-C-A-L-A-R, scalar
Yes.
is 54, which is love. And
Oh,
wave,
so it's Matt.
same as Matt, yeah, same as love.
Yeah.
So Matt, love, and scalar are all 54.
Oh, so Matt's a lot of scalar, isn't he?
Exactly. That's what he's hopefully he's hearing us and will come on. So, and scale up wave is 51, which is great. Batman as well, which I had a thing about. Well, I always talk about Batman, but I had a thing in the papers about that not long ago. But scalar wave, yeah, 50 is 54 plus 51, which is 105, which is triumph and it's savior. So maybe the scalar will be something that helps benefit and save people in terms of their longevity. So yeah.
It's a technology that was discovered, and I'm trying to think of the gentleman's name who mathematically modeled it, but Nikola Tesla was the first gentleman to actually make it real. But he never really pursued the medicinal side. He's really involved more with the transfer of energy, which scalar can on a greater scale. But he did make notes in his patents how he felt very healthy when he was within and that's really where he left it. So it's really, riding on his shoulders, I guess. If he hadn't made these notes, then we wouldn't be where we are now.
Scalar wave field is 141, which is quantum leap, and it's also quantum grace, and it's Tom Bushnell as well, 141. So I like that scalar wave field. Very good. We might have said this in our first show, but it was many months ago, so I'm getting refreshed on it.
Okay.
Very good, very good. So let's talk about Matt, not Letitia, although he might pop up.
Well, we shouldn't really talk about him while he's not here, should we? It's a different kind.
Well, he's got a good hearing, so he might listen in. He might be like, here he is. He'll sonar in, he'll scalar field in on us and come on. But yeah, the Matt. So you've got another product that you've created, and I'm anxiously awaiting to try that one out. Penny sent that, so I'll be trying that very soon when it arrives. So talk to us about that. And you've got a presentation. And
I do. Now I could talk all about it, and then I could show you a presentation, or show you the presentation and avoid repetition. So
let's do that. It's pictures paint 1,000 words, don't they? So this will give people a visual. We should have maybe pulled up stuff about scalar so people know what we're talking about. But I think a lot of people have an idea. But let's pull it up. But it should work okay. Here we go, John. Yeah, here it is.
Now, last time. Now, can you see this display correctly?
Yes, MirrorMate Magic Pro. Yeah.
Pro. Now this MirrorMate has got several pulsed EMF units already. This is a new pulsed EMF device.
This is one of them, isn't it? This is the latest cold laser. That's yeah.
That is a MirrorMate product. That's correct. The MirrorMate brand encompasses products which you just basically turn on. You don't need to have a computer to program them or anything. They're easy to use products.
I was asking that. So I've also got just a segue. I've got the Rife unit as well. So I need to set that up. Am I right in thinking, do I need to do some programming with that? Do I need to attach to it?
Are you talking about the Spooky 2 products?
Yes. So Penny sent me the generator for the Rife benefits. So I'm all about just switching it on and that's it. So with the Rife one, do I need to do a little bit of tinkering?
You do need to choose what programs you want to run on your site.
Okay.
So maybe a quiet afternoon when there's no sports on and you're wondering, gee, what's plan B? Well, plan B could be to open up the boxes that Penny has sent. And
then just go through. But
go
I
through.
guess what I'm getting to is once I've figured it out, it's very simple from that point on.
Oh yeah, sure. Once you've figured it out, then
Good. Okay.
yeah, once you've figured it out, then it's just a case of, let's say you have a headache, you run a headache program, headache's gone. It's like that.
Oh, that's what it is. So basically, it's a menu. It's a potpourri of menus. Like these are the ailments, these
like that.
conditions.
Like
Just go in, click the software on, press, select that one, and then off you go. Okay, that sounds simple enough.
It's very simple. Well, it's oversimplified. They call me a liar. It is a very
Oh, good. Well, that's nice to hear, because I haven't unpacked it properly yet. But if it's that simple, then I'll do it tomorrow. That's good. Yeah.
well, it's not. It's well, download and run the software, because you can run the software even without anything connected, and then you can familiarize yourself with Clickety-poo on the computer, and then when you connect a generator, the software can recognize the generator, and then you can do it for real.
Okay, good. All right, and that's it. So you just pick the ailment and off you go. Do you have any other Rife products coming out as well, or is it that one just mainly the generator?
For the Rife side of things, we are looking at merging different technologies, but I really can't give too much away. But at any point in time, Tom, we do have multiple projects underway.
Okay, that's good.
But we've got so many friends in the industry, that I really can't say.
No, I hear you. Talking of selecting as well, one other question going back to the scalar. So on the receiver, you just have the dial, and I think mine calibrated at about 5.85, 5.9 megahertz. Does that sound about the right frequency?
Yeah, that sounds right. It's about 5.6 to 5.9, that kind of region.
Okay.
That's perfect for the scalar field, yes.
And Penny said it can just adjust according to the environment. Was I understood that correct?
Well, what Penny would be saying is that different environments will have a different tuning frequency.
Okay, that depends on the building, the lay of the land, where I am, atmosphere, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and even the air, because the scalar field is part of the circuit, and the scalar field passes through the ether.
Okay. Good. All right.
Page
so
2.
Mirror Make Magic Pro. Here we go.
Magic Pro. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now the pulsed
electromagnetic field therapy, PEFT, PEM.
Yeah.
PEM
stands for pulsed electromagnetic field.
Okay.
It's a way of inducing currents, electric currents, within the cells of your body.
Not raisins, but electric currents.
Well, sultanas and currents, but definitely not raisins.
No dried cranberries, yeah.
Now, if your cells are healthy, they'll have a voltage across the membranes of between -70 to -100 millivolts. If it's less than that, if the absolute value is less than this, then you get sick if you're not already sick. What pulsed EMF therapy does is increase the potential of your cells so that you go back within the cellular range. It does other things as well, but
is that a similar thing that I get when I'm doing the cold wrist laser watch, or is that a different modality?
It's a different modality.
Okay.
That one it uses a very different frequency range.
Okay.
Here we're talking about microsecond range or slower, whereas your laser is in the terahertz range of photon energy. So it's different again.
Okay.
Okay.
Pulsed electromagnetic field.
Yes, and you're probably doing the numbers as you see. When NASA sent people to the moon, they suddenly realized there weren't any doctors on the moon. So if anyone got sick,
they should have gone around the backside of the moon. There's probably plenty out there.
Well, they probably are, but they had to have, everyone knows they're buried on the dark side of the moon. They didn't bring shovels.
They saw Pink Floyd on the backside of the moon, dark side of the moon.
So instead of suppressing this technology, the scientists decided to actually improve it, and they did. They found the optimum patterns of pulse EMF to use, pardon me, for broken bones, torn ligaments, and such like. So
I just want to interject here, John, if I would. So I have a friend called Barry Hearn. He's a boxing promoter here. He's a well-known guy in England. And I spoke to Barry, and I invited him to come on the show. But he's been on my show before, but he's about to. I'm sure Bazza don't mind. So he's going to have some surgery on his back. And they're going to do some nerve burning on. Anyway, he joked about it. He said, "Oh, it's bone crumble." He said, "Not apple crumble, it's bone crumble." And he calls me numbers. He said, "Numbers, it's bone crumble. Ask the doctor. Ask John about bone crumble." So his bones are disintegrating, and he's got problems with the nerves. And I said, "Well, I'll ask him. I'll ask John.
Yeah.
Are any of the products helpful for that? You know."
There's two. There's the we can approach it with light, as in light pad, because it's got the 806 nanometer penetrating lasers. But I think pulsed EMF would be better. There's been certainly more studies for bone disintegration and breakages with pulsed EMF applications, because pulsed EMF goes really deeper and through your body, whereas the cold laser doesn't have the deep tissue penetration certainly as much as pulsed EMF. So if he were to sit on the mat of Big Magic, for example, which is I'll show you in a moment, that would improve things. Magic Pro would certainly do it better because there's more power and all the rest of it.
So Magic Pro is this mat that we're looking at. We're going to look at in a minute, yeah, the one we're talking about.
I'll introduce it.
Okay.
Now the rate of repair of your bone tissue and soft tissue is incredible, between 250 and 400% faster. It's fast forwarding recovery. So that if you have
Thomas Goodwin, there you go. Thomas Goodwin, he's got a good name.
Yes, he has. Yeah, they a friend of ours broke several of the small bones in their foot while they're doing a backflip, showing off to his friends, as one does.
My mate Simon Mines used to do that. Yeah,
it wasn't under the influence. He just wanted to show off because he's quite an athletic sort of person. But he broke some bones because his foot folded under and all folded the wrong way. And so we lent him a Mini Magic, which is the smallest item, smallest pulsed EMF device, the same one with the same energy levels as the ones that they sent with the astronauts to the moon, because I wanted it small and light, portable. And his bones repaired astonishingly fast. He was walking within the month, where they said, the doctors, the authorities said that he'd be several months on crutches, unable to bear any weight on his foot. And within 2 months, he was running around the living district here. So he was, it was just astonishing and quite heartwarming to know that we're playing just a little part in making someone healthy again.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it, John? That's the thing, getting people well again. I asked Penny something yesterday. So I was looking at some older videos of your products, I think from a year or two ago, maybe longer. And I think, unless it linked to something else, I saw something about, I think it was Scalar, or it might have been one of the other modalities. And it seemed they were talking about how it could repair and regrow teeth. Is that your stuff, or is that somewhere else I've picked that up from?
We do, but it's something that we don't put on our testimonial site because we need to put things up which are repeatable.
Yes. Can you just tell us just a minute or two about that, what that was? I'm curious.
Well, that was actually a laser, where they applied laser inside their mouth they had the two separate lasers. The one that we use for the nose and the ear cavity.
Yeah, it's this one. It's this one, isn't it? It's, you've got the
yeah. There's a plug on the
that
side.
one. It's got the application.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. And the laser for this person made the enamel build back over the cavity. So they actually provided X-rays showing it. Actually, that reminds me, there was another one too, and that was using a pulsed EMF for the same thing. So there's more than one way of doing it. One person used laser, which is probably the more orthodox method, and the other person used pulsed EMF for their mouth and did the same thing.
Did that then get? You said it went over the cavities. If they had a filling, would it just kind of push the filling out as the tooth regrew?
No, it was as soon as you have a filling, then the tooth loses sense of self and it can't repair itself. Once you've been to the butcher's, then you can't. It doesn't push out the cavities. It doesn't push out the.
That's a task for the future for you, John. There must be a way to repair that. Even once it's lost sense of self, reconnect it. There must be a way.
But then you'd be pushing out mercury, which is what a lot of people have in their teeth. Or should I call it silver, though, even though it's actually mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if that was to come out and then, so if they were to have that taken out and then do the protocol, would that help? Because it's a man-made cavity as opposed to a sugar-induced one.
I'm sort of wary of saying something if I haven't seen it.
Of course. No, we've got to get it correct.
I've seen this. I've seen two testimonials. One of them was showing, it was an X-ray actually of the tooth. But it's almost like, in my mind, when you think of a tooth, it's hard enamel, and the enamel doesn't sort of like grow. But this was like calcification, recalcification. I don't know. I'm still at a loss as to really understand the process. I know how it was done.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got a video. It was from a friend Sebastian in Guatemala, who goes around with Dr. Bill, saving people's lives in villages for free. They do it for humanitarian purposes, so we support them. And he sent us testimonial, and it's sort of like, wow, this is just really unbelievable. And so one of his videos, he had that, and the other one was using cold laser.
Do send me those if you would. I'd love to see them as well.
Okay, well, we've got it published on YouTube, I think.
Maybe that was the bit that I saw then a while ago.
Okay, it was towards the end. Yeah, it was the 10th anniversary video, which I made just about a month ago. There was a video towards the end where people are saying happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh no, I think it was just the video before that one, which shows, so I think it was the one on the 10th anniversary. So if people want to see that for themselves, just read the Spooky 2 10th anniversary video.
If you find that one, send it to me and I'll post it out or put it out on Telegram so people can watch it. Okay. That'd be great.
I'll get Penny to do the hard job.
Yeah, please. Thanks, John. All righty. So this was a scientific study. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, the post EMF.
Right, it's explaining how the pulsed EMF can enhance the body's natural curative mechanisms. It does it in several ways. It clears the infections directly. It dissipates the inflammation, and it promotes the healing, the general healing, which is kind of cool. In tendon to bone healing in a rat model, 210 lucky rats had injuries applied to them, and now it wasn't for us. they had pulsed EMF stimulation between 1 to 6 hours daily. And it didn't actually matter what the frequency or duration was of the application of the pulsed EMF. All of them, all the rats that had the pulsed EMF therapy had improvements, marked improvements, shown here. So it increases the tendon cell metabolism. Our bodies don't want it to be sick, and if you give it the energy it needs and the tools it needs to self-repair, then it will, which is kind of cool. But we still haven't come to the main product, so I'll quickly go through.
That's all right. I'm not in a rush my end, but do as you need to do.
These are some of the things that pulsed EMF can address. So it's Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and stroke patients. Now, those three things alone are things that regular medicine will say, no, there's not any real solutions. You can just control, but you can do things. You can do things to reduce the effects of and possibly eliminate migraines, insomnia. Now, I've mentioned bone regeneration, improves bone density as well, which is great for aging women. Arthritis, osteoarthritis, and fractures. But it's also good for soft tissue, like muscles, ligaments, and skin healing, nerve pains. But wait, there's more.
That might be good for Barry as well, because of the bone and the nerve issue. Yeah.
Yes, well, this is what I was thinking. This is why I would suggest a mat, because it also means that they can apply it for long periods of time while they're recuperating. Now, Mini Magic's our portable device, battery powered, just runs off a 9-volt battery, runs all day on a single charge, applies a very localized pulse EMF field. This is our Big Magic. It's got a mat that you lie on top of. Well, you don't have to. You can lie under it if you like.
How large is that mat? What's the dimensions of that?
It's about 600 by 400 millimeters.
600 600 centimeters? Or no, that would be 6 meters.
No,
millimeters.
Yeah.
So it's about 16. Okay, so it's a mat. It's literally a mat. It's not like a bed sheet. It's a mat that you could sit on or lie on.
It's a mat. It's a mat that you lay down and then you put it underneath your sheets or in a blanket if you want to have extra comfort, I guess, because it has got good penetration. It comes with a coil tester that flashes to confirm that something's happening, because you can't hear pulsed EMF. And
just like you can't hear scalar, can you?
Yeah, that's right. This gives you the specifications of Mini Magic, which is good for acute conditions. These are things which happen suddenly.
Yeah.
You haven't lived with them for a while. So if you sprain a ligament, or if you break a bone, then Mini Magic is great for that. And it shows it being used here.
Another thing that we used this for most recently that really worked was my husband twisted his ankle on a trip, and he's a Marine, so he was just going to hobble around and deal with it. But I insisted that he use this, and this comes with, you can either plug it in or you can put a 9-volt battery in it and clip it. It's got a clip that you can clip to your shirt or clip to your top of your pants or anywhere you need to clip it. And then it also comes with a Velcro band that you can put around your arm or your head or any part of the body that you're going to apply the coils. So he put the coils on his ankle. We put one on the top of his foot and one on the bottom of it, and wrapped the bandage around it. And he turned it on and kept it on. And he was just amazed, because within 20 or 30 minutes, he was already starting to feel relief. And by the end, during the day, he used it maybe a couple times. By the end of the day, his foot had almost gone back to normal. And times before, when he had hurt his foot, this never happens. He would have to do ice and heat and, all sorts of things, and it just never worked like this. So this really is a magic device. It does exactly what it says it does, but it's because there's science behind it.
There you go. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's a little thing. It's a little unit, but it punches above its weight class, if you like.
And so the mat would basically, people would just position that. Say if they've got, in Barry's case, if he's got, his back is hurting, you just place it underneath his back and then sleep on it at night under the.
Well, no. Mini Magic has got the little coils, so you can place one coil above the other and put them.
So you can isolate you can focus in on the area, yeah.
Yes. And that's one of doing it. But if his treatment area is quite large, then he'd have to do something like Big Magic, which is.
So chronic conditions, if they've been for a long period of, people might have had it for years. Chronic conditions, yeah.
Yeah, because it's easy to sleep on. So, and it also uses very little power, so you can leave it on all the time. You don't have to remind yourself, turn it on before you go to bed. All you have to do is remember to sleep in your bed, which most people do most times. So it's simple to use. Just turn it on and leave it under your sheets. So this is for chronic conditions, ideal for chronic conditions. It's the same program as the Mini Magic, the same pulse patterns that it goes through. Each cycle of the program is 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, you normally feel quite a bit better. And then,
so would you recommend people sleep on those things, or just do it for 30 minutes and turn it off?
Well, this particular unit, the first unit, the Mini Magic, most people would just leave it on all day. Big Magic, because it's a mat, it's very convenient to sleep on, and it's been designed for overnight treatment.
Any thoughts on making a super large one, like for the whole body, so you could just literally lay it on a double bed and you and your partner, girlfriend, just sleep on it?
We're just a few slides away from that. So
okay,
this is showing the application of the Big Magic, how you can just use it to sleep on, or if you've got a slightly sore back, you can have it on a sofa if you want.
Big Magic is Wave 51 actually, so that's good.
Registered osteopath.
John, you've changed. That's not you, surely, from a few years ago.
I've been practicing for approximately 45 years. I've helped a lot of patients with spinal problems, lower back, upper back and neck, and I always believe in natural healing. When Dr. Robert Goodrum introduced me to the Big Magic PMF pad, I was so glad, because when I have tried, I experienced a lot of relief and a lot of the pain was completely gone. For this reason, I like to congratulate your company, Mira Made, and I like to recommend it to my patients whenever the opportunity arises. Thank you for all your help, and thank Dr. Robert Goodrum for introducing you to me. All the best. Bye for now.
All right. So that's just a testimonial for the Big Magic. Now we're coming to the big boy. Now you have got a habit of, now you deal with numbers, so you can relate a lot of things together, and you can probably even see a little bit of what's coming up. And you're doing this all the time. You ask me questions which are just about to come up. It's your natural ability.
I'm jumping the gun.
Well, it's a very good thing to have an inquisitive mind, and also a questioning mind. Well, that's not the right way. It's
Yeah,
The word
I agree, John. I agree. I
it's a
thank
very
you
good thing.
for the observation. Yeah.
And this is our big boy. This is our Magic Pro, the device
Big
that
boy.
we
There you go.
Now, this is a full body mat. That's assuming that you're 2 meters long or less. So it's a very large mat and wide too. Well, I've got the dimensions. I think it's 2 meters by 600 millimeters wide, I think.
Maybe
It
that's
is
the one
big.
that Penny sent me. It's on the way. Might be.
Well, hopefully, this is
Yeah.
this is an amazing product. You see this box that's on the cabinet there?
So is this the new like the new product, John, or is it all of the mats are new?
No, the other two we've had for quite a while, so we've really.
So this is
built on-
this is the one she's sending me. Then yeah. Ah, exciting. Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay. This is big. Like it looks small in the photo, but it's a big unit. I guess
That's
you
what
do
people
need
say.
to have something big to deliver the power for such a large mat because the energy is distributed over a large area. But we do quite a few tricks that is quite unique in the field of pulsed EMF. It's using analog pulsed EMF. That means we can produce digital signals like just about any other pulsed EMF device on the planet, but it can also do analog. And as soon as a unit can do analog, it means it can convert sound to magnetic fields. So you can now send to your body healing mantras, music, if you like, or frequency tones, or frequency patterns. So we've created the analog equivalent of the program of its two younger brothers, the Mini Magic and Big Magic. So you can emulate those two with this device on a larger scale, but you can do so much more. You can run programs which are specifically for certain conditions, such as bone healing, and something else which other pulsed EMF units can't do because they're digital, is you can run multiple frequencies. You can run 20, 30 frequencies simultaneously, and each of those frequencies can have a useful biological function, which can be pathogen destruction, as in overcoming a viral
I like that.
infection.
You can hit all of them at once. Wow, I like that.
Well, this is all now possible through our technology.
Can you speak into it as well? You're talking about sound and music. Could you give it an incantation or say, I am Superman, I am I'm indestructible, I'm godlike. Could you just command that into the unit and it would vibrate at that frequency?
I can't give an opinion as to whether it's wise or not, but you can do, and it would have an effect on you because it's like a self-affirmation, a positive affirmation.
Okay.
Which will boost,
So there's no microphone or anything like that. It's just you, because you're verbalizing it into the field that's produced through the PEMF.
Okay. I'll go further into the description, and that will provide the answer that you seek. This is part of your inquisitiveness getting.
I see. That's what I do with the numbers. They're like it's like a spiritual periscope. I look around corners and I'm like always holographically trying to get around the other side. Yeah.
Okay. Now Magic Pro converts sound sources, which include binaural beats, into the pulsed EMF. So you need to have a sound source. Now, I'll just quickly go through the hardware and then we'll discuss the sound source. The hardware, well, actually, we've got a video just coming up which goes through this, so I won't even bother saying myself because otherwise I'll be repeating. Okay, the mat itself is 2 meters long and 0.635 meters wide. So it's a good width and a real.
So it's not. Length. So it's not. It's a sing. So it's a full length for one person basically. It's a single.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's reasonable power too. In fact, we've had some people say, well, isn't that too much power? I've heard that too much power is bad. The power is set by your audio device. If you have a 200 watt RMS amplifier, of course it's going to cause harm to your ears if you have it on full volume. So you turn the volume down. So that's the maximum cause. That's like full volume from your transmitting device. But I think there's a video. So I want the video to do the talking for me.
Okay, here we go.
Are part of a great universe made from countless particles, an energy which flows through all things, connecting us with the universe. Sometimes you may feel pain, feel low, have difficulty falling asleep. Your immune system may become weak. When the energy in your body is temporarily out of balance. Magic Pro, the world's best audio PEMF device, can help restore energy balance. Magic Pro uses analog PEMF technology to provide you with a more natural pulsed electromagnetic field. It can charge your entire body with natural energy using the specially designed mat. Advanced analog PEMF can transform sound into healing energy, forming waves of therapeutic fields, reach you up like the fountain of youth, rejuvenating and repairing every one of your imbalanced cells. Your natural cellular balance returns, and your health blossoms once again. Magic Pro has a foldable mat, which is soft, air permeable, and skin friendly. The mat is full size, so you can enjoy deep, whole body cellular repair. Magic Pro has been designed for simple operation. Choose the best programs from our comprehensive frequency database. One button turns Magic Pro on, starting your journey of re-establishing energy equilibrium. Improve sleep, reduce pain, overcome emotional struggle, and restore good health and vitality. The natural healing energy of Magic Pro comes from heaven and earth, from flowers and trees, and the harmony of music. Magic Pro, natural healing.
I'm guessing that a lot of people on your channel will appreciate the natural energy of sound, but to harness that and send it in a way that your body can use is not easy. There is audio therapy where you can listen to tones, but it's not going to the cells of your body. It's basically going to your cognitive brain that's processing the information. But here we've got a device, it's probably a world's first, but I'm probably not, but, which converts audio from your phone, from any Bluetooth device, or from a device that's got a small 3.5 millimeter socket, like an MP3 player or something, can convert that audio directly into a magnetic field.
Oh. One thing that popped up there, John, when I was watching it, the beautiful graphics talked about the natural healing, and it was all like beautiful rainbow colors. So Magic Pro comes to rainbow 82. So I was like, I like that.
Interesting.
And natural healing comes to 143. 143 is Kryptonian, but 143 is November 5th, and Back to the Future I talk about a lot, but that's the date of time travel. That's the date of the big wow, that big aha, the invention. And we're always told to remember 5th of November or November 5th, 143, but natural healing is 143 as well. So we're always told to remember it. And yeah, nice dovetail, nice little segue that I just saw that popped up with the presentation. Yeah.
Wow, so
And what
you're
you
doing
said.
science.
Yeah.
But you didn't notice now, I know that you record on your cell phone. The cell phone has become an extension of your body basically, but now you can control Magic Pro just using Bluetooth. Just send the audio directly without any wires to the. Now there is an instructional video, and it might be coming up. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's coming up, but okay, it's kind of good, full-sized, full-body treatment, and easy to use. We've covered that, and these are some of the benefits. Now we've got to be quite vague in what we say, because this was part of our advertising material for it, so you don't want to be sort of had up by the letter agencies for stepping on someone's toes or something. But you can see it in use now there. We say it improves sleep, reduces pain, emotional struggles, and restore health and vitality. The last one is actually a bigger thing than what we make it out to be, because you can do anything with sound. Basically, you plug things in, connect on Bluetooth, and send the audio. So if you can play any music on your phone, you can send the music directly to your body through using the Magic Pro.
Wow. So in summarizing it, so you play the music, and then the Magic Pro is doing all its good stuff, and it takes in the music, and then it penetrates in a far more beneficial therapeutic way. Would that be accurate?
That's right. Absolutely. And there's some I'm not sure, but I think for the month of the release, when you buy Magic Pro, we also supply an audio player which can plug in to the unit with a cable, and it comes with 4 audios. One of them, it's got audios obviously for sleep, but there's one of them which is a sacred mantra, real sacred, spoken by the top master, if you like, living master, who talks, he chants for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, something like this, without breathing. He does not breathe. He does not take a break. You know, when we say sentences, we stop and you breathe in. He does not. He's amazing. And you can send that blessed mantra, which is Sanskrit, spoken in Sanskrit.
Could you combine this with Scalar as well at the same time?
It's untested, so I can't really. Okay. I guess so, because, well, no, I'd say no, because you really don't want to combine Scalar with magnetic. There may be an interference, which we don't.
So do one, enjoy that, and then go to the other. Okay.
Yeah. What you can do is have it set up under your bed, under your sheets. But don't have it running while you're doing your scalar field.
Okay.
I think it'll be okay. I mean, the mat itself's got coils in it, which, well, yeah, that wouldn't matter so much on the scalar field, more the link cable. So if you keep the link cable away from the unit, then it should be okay.
Okay.
That's what I'd do. Okay, so that's that. Now it comes with a coil tester, but instead of lights, it comes with an earphone, so you can hear the sound, which has been converted to a magnetic field and then back into audio. So you can just confirm to yourself that yes, the audio is playing. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. Okay, this is the instructional video. This is better.
How to use Magic Pro. Package contents. PMF mat. Main unit. Storage back. Audio cable. Power adapter. Coil tester. User manual. Operational instructions.
See, that's
Step
quarter of it.
1. Connect the power cord into the adapter.
Yeah, got it.
Step 2. Insert the small round power adapter plug into the main unit.
We should have sped up this part, shouldn't we? Because it's pretty obvious. Never mind.
It's still good to see it though, because sometimes it's like new and you kind of like, oh, you know,
Okay.
it's quite, it's
Step
good.
3. Plug the mat into the main unit.
We use aviation plugs, aviation grade plugs and sockets, so they're very tough.
PMF mat comes to Gematria 74. DeLorean, very nice.
Step 4. Plug the power adapter into a mains power source. Step 5. Press the power button for 2 seconds to turn on Magic Pro. The light should turn on. Step 6. Send audio to Magic Pro using any Bluetooth device or directly via the cable.
So they're going to use the cable in this case. Bluetooth is better because it's just more convenient.
And the
All
Bluetooth
phones
wouldn't affect the field?
No.
You may choose your own sound source. When playing, the top light may blink. Step 7. Lie on the mat for at least 30 minutes every day. There is no maximum time limit.
This young Nicole.
When you finish, press the power button for 2 seconds to turn off Magic Pro. The magnetic signals from Magic Pro are inaudible. You can confirm everything is running correctly by placing the coil tester near or on the mat while the audio is playing. You will hear the audio from the earplug.
Oh, that's nice, so you can test it.
Yeah, it's so simple. So it's really a remarkable device and simple to use and all the rest of it. It's we're very, very proud of it because it's just so good. The unit itself produces a lot of energy, but it's distributed over a large area. So all that full mat is providing the healing frequencies, which is great.
Mirror mat is 74 energy, so it provides energy, yeah. Mirror mat,
So
74 energy, 74.
Yeah. So that's our new product, our Magic Pro. So hopefully that's the one that Penny's sending you.
Well, I think it is because she said it was. Yeah, it is. It's that one. Yeah, she's sending that one.
It
Wow.
comes in a case which holds the mat, holds the main unit and everything. So, and that's very convenient in itself because if you want to take it from one place to another, just put everything into its little kit bag, if you like. With such
Excellent.
a large mat, you don't want to be lugging a box around, you know.
No, you want it convenient. Yeah. And my audience, we've got a special deal for them. So if you click the link below, which will be on the video, you get 5% off of the Magic Pro, the mat, and also Scalar, all the products that you've got. I've got a deal with you guys, so my audience will get that. We'll get those discounts. So click the links below and get the products.
Right. Wonderful.
Any closing remarks? Any closing remarks, John? What wasn't, what I didn't mention before is that
Magic Pro's been about 2 years in the making. We wanted to produce something which is remarkable, not just amazing.
Yes.
And I know that we've achieved it. And now I can do things that have previously been impossible for end users. I know in scientific studies, they have made equipment that can produce the same kinds of signals as Magic Pro, but they find it's typical, you know, Tom, where they find something which is really amazing and they don't take it further. They don't sell it, make something and sell it so people can actually benefit from it, which is kind of crazy. Maybe it's got to do with economies of scale. Maybe there's, you know, it'll be a business decision why they didn't make it. But why should a business be poking its nose in health? No, I don't believe it should. I think that answers, if science has solutions, then it should also provide, you know, solutions, make them available. It's sad, you know. I see papers get buried, research papers, which there's one paper I happened to chance upon it. The next day it was gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Read between the lines. We know why that is. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I contacted one of the authors and got the lowdown on the reason why, and it was pure political. Well, you know.
Yeah.
And that is wrong. So here we've got a device that can deliver the goods and has been proven in studies to deliver the goods, and it can talk the language of your body and send signals to every cell in your body, not just localized like our other smaller pulsed EMF devices. And though we could have charged, you know, several multiples of thousands of dollars, we're selling it real cheap. So take advantage of Tom's offer and get one for yourself. Start your healing journey now.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's my advice. I mean, I wish that this unit was available years ago, but it takes time to develop and refine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to using it. Just in closing, John. So yeah, like you said, John said, take advantage, get it. One thing in John White, our wonderful friend here, is 112, which is Victory, which is Star Trek. So he's bringing things that should have been, you know, like you said, kind of kept away in abeyance from people, but now he's bringing them to people. And so if you want your own personal victory, John White's your man. 112 Victory, 112 Star Trek 112. The Magic Pro. So get this one, then, John. So there's a thing in the community. People talk about the med beds, the med bed. So med is actually 22 maga and bed is 11, but you add them together, it's 33 magic. And the word pro, P-R-O, is yes. So Magic Pro equals 82 rainbow, good rainbow, biblical rainbow, healing rainbow, light. But Magic Pro also comes to MedBed Pro or MedBed Yes. So people are like, where's the MedBed? Where's the MedBed? So this is part of what John's doing. He's bringing exactly. Here we go. So, you know, it's there. It's a mat. It's a bed. It's all this process of getting to where we've got to go. So if you want to peek around the corner in advance and get ahead of the curve in terms of your health and restoration, your cellular health, then here's John's your guy. The links are below, and enjoy. You know. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do recommend people do get this Magic Pro and recover from the health. If I'm allowed to sneak in just one thing totally unrelated to what we're doing, but I do this all the time in conversations.
Yeah, it's good.
If people can supplement with AKG.
AKG, what's that?
AKG. It's a supplement which can actually reverse aging.
Really?
Now, when you pass comment about that person that was interviewed in the video and he that was me a little while ago. I am reversing my aging, and I can see this in photos and videos. See, I've
I'm going to
been
say you are
using
looking even more handsome this time, a few months along, John. Yeah.
the it's not, I mean, now I'm taking supplements for this reverse aging, so I do both feel, and I think I look a little bit younger, especially in videos taken of me like 5 years ago. I really look quite old.
Yeah.
Whereas I have AKG is the major one of the several. I take several things, but AKG, if you can afford it, get spermidine, but that's pretty expensive. In China, in communist China where I live, the factories are here that make these products, so I can get it really cheap.
Is
Unfortunately,
it something you offer? Is it a product you offer?
no. But I, when I talk about Magic Pro, I get a little bit embarrassed when I show the video, which is the advertising video. I'm not a salesperson, so
No,
I
you're
can
not.
talk
I
about
know you're
anything.
all about humanity and healing the world. I get
Yeah,
that. You've also got to
yeah.
make it actually functionable. You need, money drives the world, and you try and make it best quality product, most affordable for everyone. So
Oh,
I know that's the
absolutely.
case,
But I'm
But
not driven by money.
AKG, so
Oh,
send me a link
well,
on
we
that.
don't make it. I've got.
No,
Oh
but
well.
I'm interested to, and people will be. So I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
about what's it called. What's AKG
Well,
stand for? What is it?
alpha glucaric something I don't know. I've
Okay,
always known it as AKG. If you do a search,
not
AKG,
AKA numbers, but AKG numbers, AKG.
yeah, AKG supplement, then you'll get the lowdown. And it's absolutely proven to reverse aging. Another supplement, well, there's two others possibly, which are kind of cool, which is spermidine and NMN. But AKG is not so well known. It probably overshadows the other two.
Okay.
But these are all big hitters, that supplements which really put the bounce in your step. If you combine that with Magic Pro and the other modalities, you really do relive your youth for energy. And people will say to you, "Hey, you're looking younger than before." And,
Yeah. Send me links on both of those things, AKG and what was the other one?
NMN. Well, I will. These are letters, but these aren't the bad letters. These are the good letters.
Yeah.
So it's AKG.
Yeah.
And NMN.
NMN. Okay. And then was another one beginning with F, was there?
Yes, spermidine.
Spermidine.
Yeah, I know the name's got a certain sort of connotation.
Well, it's the origin of creation, isn't it? So
Yeah.
It sounds like Cyberdyne Systems, Spermidine Systems, and Terminator. There you go.
Well, I want everyone to be healthy, see, and I know from personal experience, at least those things are probably the backbone of if you're supplementing your other modalities with things that you ingest, then you could go a long way with those three things. But the really sad thing is, I mean,
was there a fourth one beginning with F or just spermidine? I misheard. So there's not an F of.
No, but there's a fucitine as well, which is also good. There's a whole lot of things that you can do, which is for biohacking, which means removing the senescent cells in your body, which are basically cells which are dying, which can't function correctly, and they can become cancerous, and they become a burden with cells around it. So you've got to get rid of them.
Okay.
And also lengthen, telomerase and all the rest of it.
Telomere. Yeah.
Yeah, in our channel, Bill McGraw, he made a seminar on longevity, supplementation, and I've been sending information to him as well. Bill McGraw. So if you do a search on Spooky 2 Bill McGraw, he's a trainer, Spooky 2 trainer. He's an expert. He's a doctor. He's super smart guy, super nice. Just have a wander. I mean, I'm all about helping people get healthy through our products or through any other means, and the supplementation I mentioned now is the other means. Things which I've discovered to work very, very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Send any links on all that stuff, John. That'd be great. I'll include those.
Okay.
Get Penny to send them. And also, just in closing, so we mentioned this before, but Spooky 2. So Spooky 2 is actually Spooky squared. But where does the name Spooky come from? Because some people see it and they go, Spooky, what's that? It's like, so Spooky and then squared. But what was the inspiration for Spooky? I think I've worked out Mirror Mate. That's part miracle, isn't it? Miracle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It's compound. It's because early on we were working on remote treatments, which sounded crazy to us at the time because we've been brought up to learn basic physics, not really advanced.
Not the other physics, not the 107 physics.
No, not the real one.
Yeah,
we were just a classroom one. And what we were discovering was just blowing our minds away. When we looked historically, Albert Einstein had also stumbled upon a certain fact, whereupon when you separate two molecules which were together at one time, what you do on one molecule is mirrored with the other.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't explain why something could happen over a distance without being transferred. It actually happened simultaneously. And so he called it spooky action at a distance. He actually
so Einstein named it that phenomenon, spooky. Okay.
Yes. And so he called it spooky action at a distance. So we decided, well, that's what we are. This is our first accessory that we're making. So we called ourselves spooky. Then we refined it when we released a new frequency generator. It was head and shoulders above the first one, which was basically a manually operated one. And so we decided, well, it's not just the second level, it's squared, it's raised to the power of 2. So it became spooky. But people say spooky 2, but it's actually squared.
Spooky 2, spooky squared. Yeah. Greg Braden's book, The Divine Matrix, he's the first one that brought me to that research. I didn't know it was Einstein that discovered it, but he was talking about separation of I think it was DNA strands actually over 300 or 400 miles, and they were communicating with each one, and that remote ability was being exhibited. Yeah,
that's right. And now when they send astronauts to space, they do give them pulsed EMF units, but they also use their DNA for treatment because it works on any distance. You can be anywhere in the universe.
Wow. So someone theoretically, well, they could practically be doing stuff on your DNA back here, and you'd have the benefits of it out in space or Mars or wherever you are.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
the other physics, the true physics,
it's quite mind-blowing. It's got positive and it's got negative potential, because if a nasty person has your DNA, then they can do things. So I always cut my fingernails over the toilet bowl and give it the royal flush.
Yes.
But that's another story again, but our system is for health, and so we've got all the health giving programs within the software, which you've got yet to run. So it's going to be for a rainy
I'm glad
day.
I got Penny helped me set the scaler up yesterday, so I'm going to set up the Rife generator, and I'll get the mat through, and I'm looking forward to just Bob's your uncle, nice and simple, boom, off you go. And that looks amazing. The presentation looks amazing. It's exciting. I'm excited to get it. You can feel it. It's like you can feel the love and attention that you put into that product, as with all your others, but particularly that new one. You said it's been working in the making for a while, and you can feel it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks, John.
Well, take care.
It's really good, buddy. We'll have to. We said this before, but I think it'd be good to, maybe if we start doing these more regularly, maybe once a month or something, because I think it'll be good, because I'll enjoy tracking my progress with it, and there'll be many more questions, and I think it's a good thing. And I know people like it because people bought a lot last time we did the show and over the coming months of it. So it's something that people do get benefit from. So I know that, and I wear this 2 or 3 times a day. So I feel good on it, so I put it on. It's not like I don't feel like all of a sudden but I just feel good on it. I can feel the circulate. It just feels nice. It feels good. you know.
Yep.
So
Oh, I agree. It is so convenient.
it is, and good stuff. All right, John. Well, God bless you, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun again, and good to see your ever increasing handsomeness as your look. You're like Benjamin Button.
I'll be in diapers, but for the oh no!
No, we'll
Most
stop at
people
that
would be
point,
in
yeah.
diapers. We better stop it. Okay, take care.
You'll just be this young, like 25-year-old in a few months. So yeah, brilliant, good stuff. Thanks,
Okay.
John. Thanks, Penny.
Bye bye.
See you later. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.